What's up guys, Dr. Aaron McNally here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys 4 exercises to increase your ankle dorsiflexion. So if you're like most of us, we sit in normal chairs, we're not in this deep squat position very often, and so our ankles are really stiff. Then we go to work out and it's causing so many problems. It works its way up and causes you to compensate in so many different areas. And if one side's worse than the other, it compensates even worse. It's twisting your spine and all sorts of stuff, causing you to have lots of compensations and potentially causing you to have some injuries down the road. So I'm going to show you a couple exercises to increase that ankle dorsiflexion. So first one we're going to do is just called a deep squat. So getting into that deep squat position. So feet you can kind of choose, usually about shoulder width apart, slightly pointed out, but it's going to be different for everybody. Keeping those heels on the ground, driving those knees outward to try to get the arch to stay up. And then you're going to try to push that knee over these toes so they're not going too far in like this. So this is wrong, this is right. See how when they're out, that arch is in a good position and we're maintaining a neutral position for that ankle and trying to push that knee over the toe there. So I'm using something to kind of hold on to because for most of us, it's going to be hard to get in that position and we'll end up falling back. If you need this, it's going to be hard. So just holding on to something, driving that knee forward, kind of rocking back and forth slowly, hanging out here for about 2 minutes. May not be able to get there, but try to hang out there for a while and then get out of it if you need to. If you don't have something to hold on to like this, you can just use a kettlebell or a plate just as a counterbalance to keep that in front of you, holding that here, still trying to drive those knees out and forward to maintain that arch in the foot and to just keep that tension on the calf and in the ankle there. So holding that for the same way. So next one's gonna be a little bit of strengthening and stretching. So it eccentrically stretches as well as strengthening. So what you're gonna do is find a stair or something that's just a little bit elevated like this. I'll do it at one side. So you go up with 2 just to kind of give yourself a break, and then maintaining this Achilles in this neutral position, so straight up and down, and that foot in a neutral position so that it's not pronated in like this. This is incorrect. Also, this is incorrect. So it's keeping it nice and straight, just like that. Going down slow and controlled, going as far as you can go without letting your ankle pronate and go in like that. So keep it neutral, go as far down as you can, and then go back up with 2. So nice and controlled all the way down, keeping that in a neutral position so you're not letting it pronate, keeping it neutral there like that. Hang out there for a few seconds and then relax. You can do that with holding some weight if that's a little too easy for you. And you can do that seated so it gets your gastroc or your soleus. So there's 2 main muscles. One's worked and stretched a little bit more when your leg is straight. That's your gastrocnemius. And your other one is a little bit worked and stretched more when your knee is bent, your soleus. And a lot of times this one's overlooked. So putting some weight on here and doing the exact same thing you're just doing. So making sure this is in a neutral position, not too supinated, not too pronated. Staying in the neutral position, and then just going down and then go back up. So nice and slow down. This may not be enough weight. You could do it with 2 with a barbell over your knees, or if this is enough weight, just having there, going down with both and then going back up. Slowly down, going as far as you can without letting that ankle pronate in, and then hanging out there for a few seconds. So however you can load that, the better. So I do 10 to 20 reps of that. All right, next is a banded ankle dorsiflexion range of motion. So this actually works the capsule of the joint. So that capsule, you got your 2 ankle bones here. That makes like a little U here, and then your talus here goes right there. So what this is doing is it's stretching that talus back, which just happens when you're going into some dorsiflexion. So you're gonna put this right below those 2 ankle bones, get quite a bit of stretch here. It's kind of as much as you can tolerate there. Still, like all the others, making sure that arch is up and you're driving that knee forward over those middle toes or the outside of the toes. Again, if you go too far in, so you're trying to bring it over here, then that arch collapses, and we don't want that. We want it to stretch the right part of the ankle. So keeping that arch up, driving that knee forward, hanging out there. You can just slowly kind of go in and out of that range there, letting this pull back on the talus as it's stretching that capsule and as you're stretching the ankle into some dorsiflexion, just like that. So I usually hang out for about 2 minutes on one side, 2 minutes on the other side. Great warm up before your exercise. Last but not least is just a general calf stretch. So I'm gonna show you 2 ways to do that. One is just put your foot up on the wall, kind of lean back, put your foot up on the wall, and then lean into it. Again, trying to keep that neutral position of your ankle there so that you're not pronating in. So that would be good, that would be bad. That would be good, that would be bad. So we want those wrinkles to be mostly on the front, not too much on the outside of the ankle. Just like that. Hang out there, 4 sets of 30 seconds. Second one is just similar, but where you're kind of like a runner stretch here, where your foot is back like this. Make sure it's pointing straight towards this direction. Arch is up, and then you're just leaning forward as far as you feel like you can to feel that stretch in the back of the calf. The thing I see lots of people do this incorrectly is they have that foot out like this, and then they're just leaning forward. Maybe not that far, but they have it out a little bit, and they're letting that arch collapse like that. So make sure you point it straight towards where you're gonna stretch. If anything, point it a little bit in, but not out. So point it just a little bit in, keep that heel on the ground, and then stretch that knee forward, trying to feel that stretch in the back of the Achilles. So all these takeaway points, keep that arch up, keep it in a neutral position so it's not pronating and making that foot really flat as you're stretching. And then trying to get those knees over the kind of middle toes or the outside toes, not too far inside of the big toe. So have fun and work on that ankle dorsiflexion. Like and subscribe.